Alright everyone, it's been a week since I've deleted Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, pretty much all social media off of my phone. And I can probably say that I am going to keep it that way for a while, or until I have the urge to install those apps back, whether that's me going through Facebook Marketplace to see if there's any deals on there or whatnot. But so far it's been pretty rewarding. I know it's only been a week, but just by quitting social media for a week, I've already noticed the changes and impacts it's had upon my life. I wanted to share those with you real quick, and yeah, I'm pretty much gonna keep those apps off my phone for the time being. So the whole reason of me deleting social media off my phone, getting rid of all the social media apps, distractions and whatnot, it wasn't even for like the dopamine detox. It was mainly because I felt like I relied on those apps too much. I feel like day in and day out, I'm always on TikTok, I'm always on Instagram, always browsing through Facebook to see what's going on, whether that's locally or through the community. It was just sucking too much of my time and energy through something that's not rewarding me in any way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, I probably spend like around 3 hours a day just on those apps, just on social media. What have those apps gave me back in return? Pretty much nothing. Instant gratification, but with no satisfaction, if that makes sense. They're very rewarding in the instant, but they don't really improve your life in any way, shape, or form. So that's why I started this whole journey of quitting social media for a week. I felt like the whole, me giving it a time frame, a week, helped me a lot more, because I'm like, after the week, and reinstall them back again if need be. But then after this whole journey, I feel like there's no urge for me to reinstall them back. There's just not, like, I'm not, oh, like, what's going on through this TikTok, or what's going on Instagram, what's everyone up to. You just don't have the urge to do that. I feel great. I'm going to share some benefits that I've noticed and what changes I've noticed throughout the past week. One of the many things that I've noticed while quitting social media is that I have more energy throughout the day. I feel like social media is like an energy sink, you know, like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Let me just look on TikTok for a split second or a minute. That minute leads into 30 minutes, and by the time you know it, you're already on TikTok for an hour. And the algorithm, they know what they're doing. Like, just notice that my mind, without being on these apps, my mind is less occupied throughout the day. It's more like I'm more free, I'm thinking more freely, like, because it's almost like you're willing to accept boredom into your life. It's okay to just sit there and think, just to look out the window and see what's going on, or just sit on the toilet and take a shit or something, or to read a book. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing to replace social media, is reading books, listening to music, listening to podcasts, watching movies, watching TV shows. Yeah, I feel like I just have more energy throughout the day. I'm more at peace with my mind. My mind's more free. Another thing I noticed, which kind of ties into number one, is that these all kind of tie together, but I'm not really dependent on my phone. I don't need my phone everywhere I go, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not always reaching for my phone. Sometimes when you're just laying in bed and you can't find your phone for a split second, I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes panic. I have to like get up and find where my phone and search where it is, you know. I have to have it in my hands. But quitting social media, I feel like there's really almost no use case for my phone. Like, I have the Kindle app installed. I have calendar tasks that I need to do. I have pictures that I like to take. I use the camera app and podcasts I listen to. But besides those, the phone almost becomes less of a distraction device and more of a tool by your side. I'm not really dependent on this sucker anymore. Because if you think about it, if that's the case, you really don't need, like, if you're not on your phone constantly, you don't need the latest and greatest tech that comes out every year. You upgrade when you need to upgrade, you know. And that also ties into my next point, is that when I'm not on Instagram or TikTok, I'm not really comparing my life to others constantly. That also ties into, like, I don't need the latest and greatest tech. I don't need the best out there. I think that's very unhealthy, constantly comparing your life to someone else's life, especially since whenever someone is posting on social media, they're posting a highlight of their life. They're not posting their everyday life. They're not posting when they're bored, when they're going through stuff, they're stressed out, you know. It's a highlight of their life that you're comparing your everyday life to. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, like, my life sucks. This person has this going on for them, that going on for them. But you gotta understand, that's like just a highlight portion of that individual's life. This week, I've also noticed that I feel more in the moment, especially when I went shopping with my girlfriend with Black Friday shopping. Instead of scrolling through Instagram or TikTok when I'm waiting in line, I observe things more. Like I'm observing how people behave, what people are doing at the counter, how many people are behind me, what they're wearing, how they're talking to the partner. They're always on their phone. And guess what? If you just take a time to look around at everyone in line, 95% of them they're on their phone. They're just on their phone, doomlessly scrolling. You understand it though, like social media like makes time go by so much faster. The line that I'm in will probably feel like much more enjoyable if I'm going through TikTok and getting that gratification and keeping my mind occupied instead of just watching people and getting bored, But I find that instead of doing that, yeah, I observe what people are doing. I talk to my girlfriend. We actually have like better conversations and whatnot. I'm just much more observant now in public in situations where I would not be because I'm occupied by TikTok or Instagram. Also, another thing that I've noticed is that, I knew like this was an issue for me for like a while now, is my attention span. I feel like my attention span is not long, and I feel like that is mainly due to short form content such as Instagram Shorts, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. If you're not interested in something, you swipe down and something else will pop up. The algorithm will tailor that content to your specific needs and wants. But nowadays I'm watching more like YouTube videos, learning stuff on YouTube. I feel like at the beginning of this journey, it was hard for me to get back into reading. I used to be pretty into reading. It's hard for me to get back into it because like reading a book, you don't get that instant gratification, but you get that gratification once you finish the book. You're like, oh, okay, I finally finished this book. It was amazing. I actually enjoyed the contents throughout the book, and you just feel good about yourself when you read a book from cover to cover, And I just feel like that's something that our society is missing nowadays, is prolonging that instant gratification for something bigger that will satisfy you. I feel like I'm just babbling on and on right now, but hopefully you guys had a great takeaway on today's video. Like I said, I'm going to continue this. It's not even going to challenge anymore. It's a change of lifestyle for me. Maybe I'll install Facebook when I need something, when I need to buy something off of Facebook Marketplace, but then as soon as that transaction is over, I'm going to delete the app. Because, yeah, it does feel good to be on the app. Like, it's hard. It's really an addiction. I feel like just having it off my phone in general is a huge help for me to not be on it in general. Another thing I want to talk about is that I feel like without all these distractions, I get stuff done much more. When something comes in that I need to get done, for example, the other day, the curtain blinds came in a week ago, and I've been putting that off because I'm apparently busy. I am pretty busy, but like I can make time. When I'm constantly on TikTok, I don't like to make that time. Doing this challenge, I was sitting there, I was like, there's really nothing to do. Like I've done my errands for the day. I'm finished with work. What else is there to do? Well, guess what? Next thing you know, I was installing the blinds and the curtains. And then the next thing you know, I was cleaning the kitchen and bathrooms around the house, doing more cleaning, and then working out more, just more focused like on what the next step is. Constantly, like I'm trying to keep myself occupied in a good way. Another thing that I've noticed is that I'm kind of conscious of my emotions nowadays. Like back in the day when you're feeling sad or stressed out or depressed, you can hide it. You can hide that emotion by just unlocking your phone and going on social media. Without that, you can watch Netflix and whatnot to cover it up, but like you can't hide it as much. And I feel like there's no reason to hide your emotion. You should face it and move past it rather than just tuck it away in the corner. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and took something with you today. Until next time, everyone, have a good one. Peace out.